Okay, from East Tennessee, here we go. The Terrova is now installed fully on the tracker. So that video I put out previous, if you've seen it, you'll see what it took to get this thing installed here in the driveway. If you haven't seen it, go check it out, and then it'll take you to this video here. So here we go. It's installed. It's on the boat. It's ready to go. I haven't been out in the water yet. There you see. Foot pedal is in place. I do have it screwed down. And I got up in the boat. Like I said, I hadn't had it in the water yet. Got up in the boat, and I think that foot pedal is going to be in the right place for me. If not, I'll move it around once I take it out and test it. But it's there. You can see there somewhere. Got the puck installed. I chose to put it there on the front of the boat, and really easy install on that. Once I got the placement for it, I drilled a hole down through this in the center, run the power cables in, tied it into power under here with some additional wiring that was there, and then obviously just screwed it down. And then again, just make sure that it's pointing towards the front of the boat. Make sure you get that towards the front. So we got that. You saw my other video where I cut this off of the previous trolling motor. So I've got it wired up, and the extra cable's inside here. So I think that tucks away pretty good. And then this is working out well for me here. Again, this was an existing hole from the old mount, and put the wires through. I have taken this thing up and down several times, and the wires seem to be doing fine. So something that you'll see here is, yes, I did mount the transducer from the Garmin 93 on here, and chose not to use the transducer it's built in, because I do want the side and down and sonar capabilities. So I'll show you what that looks like here in a second. But you can see it sits in good place. Again, you got to make sure that you're 1.5 inches under here. So all of that's come out pretty well too. So it's really secure. It's held down really well. Now, let me get to the transducer. So here we go. This is the transducer from the Garmin 93, and I wanted to use it so I could have the capabilities that it provides. So as everybody else does, I watched a lot of YouTube videos on how am I going to make that happen. So I got to say, I too went with this method. And but here's something I did a little different on. So you'll notice here, so there's this this bolt that I put in here with the eye on it. I have a locking nut that I put on there as well. Hey, and this too, this is one of the holes from the existing trolling motor. So again, I was able to plug that up by doing this. Once I got it put on, there was a lot of noise, and this hook here was beating up against the boat, and I didn't like that. So I went on Amazon and I ordered this self-adhesive rubber material. So I ordered that, cut it to the shape I wanted, put that on, and then put the bolt back in place. So now there's no rattle onto the boat. The only rattle is just to the hook there. So pleased with how that come out. Then once again, we come over here. I didn't want any of these wires running across the front of the boat. So here was another existing hole from the old mount. So I went ahead and drilled that out, big enough to get the transducer plug that size through the hole, ran it through, and then hooked it up to the garment on the front here. And then I used another one of those grommets and got the hole sealed pretty well. So the only hole that's really showing is this one right here. And I'll put a little touch-up paint on that. But that's the only hole from the previous mount that's showing. I was able to use a couple of the other holes, so that turned out really well for me. So again, it's all hooked up. It's ready to go. And all the cords are tucked away neatly under here. Now, let me get to what's going on here. So, again, watched a lot of videos. This is not my idea. This is several other people's ideas, but this is the way I did it. So I've got it mounted with 2 of the clamps. I did put the hook onto the one clamp and then clamped on the bike chain, if you will, onto there. This chain, I ordered it from Amazon. I think it was $7, and I did get a 7-footer, so that is a 7-foot. And let me take this down now, and I'll show you how that looks. Now I can't go all the way down because I have the trick step on here, as well as the trailer itself. But you can see how well that stays out of place. And then I can't really test it until I get it in the water. But I'll take it back up and let you see how that works. You can see it closes up extremely nice, and it doesn't get in the way here of the locking mechanism. So I'll do it one more time, let you see how it works. And again, I got the black cable, and I used black cable ties for that. So come out pretty good. I'm really pleased with that. Once I get it out in the water, I'll be able to test it just to make sure. But I think it's going to do well, and I think it's further enough away over here, and there's enough play that's going to keep it away from the housing on the motor. Now, here's one thing that I did do. So, which trolling motor do you get for a Tracker 175? They have the 45-inch. They have the 55-inch, and they have a 60-inch, I believe, are the 3 sizes. I chose to go with the 45-inch, and now I'm glad I did. I was a little worried in the beginning. So here's what, now that I have it in place, and again, keep in mind, I still haven't got it exact because this is in the way, but it's pretty darn close. On the boat where I had it out before, you can see the water line still on the bow. So I went with a level, a 4-foot level, lined it up to that water line the best I could with it being on the trailer. And you can see that it sits at about right there. So it's my understanding that the amount of trolling motor that should be in the water should be somewhere around 12 inches. So from where the water line is, based on this level, there's going to be 12 inches of trolling motor in the water. So I'm pleased with that. If not, whether I need more or less, all I have to do is just adjust this, loosen it, and I can raise that or lower it based on where I need for the 12 inches or so. So again, once I get in the water, I'll be able to make the final adjustment. But overall, that's it. It's wired up, it has power, and daggone it, got the boat put back together. And I think I'm going to take it out tomorrow and give it a test. So I'll see if I can update you guys once I get it in the water and let you know how all this is working, and let you know how the new Terrova pulls this boat. Once again, appreciate you looking at my videos, and as always, take a kid fishing.